Yo, good morning, guys. Happy Monday. You already know the drill. Gotta drive into work and be miserable. Just kidding, though, because there's a Grand Prix event or some racing thing that's happening in DC. So a lot of the buildings are like closed down. So we have the option to work from home. So I don't have to drive in and I don't have to risk my life. I'm gonna get the heck out of here because there's a massive storm and it's pretty scary. As soon as I walked into the gym, I knew the day was gonna be cooked. It was also packed, which kind of makes me depressed. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but you just can't get machines. And I literally did 3 pull-ups for my workout. Like, the whole workout. I drove here to do 3 pull-ups. Am I depressed? Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. How do I explain this? I passed out after the gym, so I didn't actually eat dinner. So it's 4 a.m. and I am cooking up some Panda Express, and I'll probably do like a carton of egg whites. And then I got work in like an hour, so I guess this is dinner? I mean, dinner is like what you eat when you wake up, right? Here's the full spread. It's probably close to 2,000 calories. It's a mix and match of everything, but bro, it's 4 a.m. Actually, it's almost 5 now. Anyways, we got some Raisin Bran, I think 70 grams with a banana. We got some egg whites, the Panda Express. And then I have some Greek yogurt, 340 grams with half a serving of frozen blueberries and 2 servings of frozen mangoes. Gonna wash it all down with a protein shake. And then I'm gonna have 5 spring rolls here. And then 1/4 of a giant sour cream donut. And then I'm gonna have some protein chips here. There's 160 calories for 10 grams of protein. This should be enough. Can we skip the gym today, guys? I really don't wanna go. Alright, before I head out, I'm gonna make a quick sauce. So we've got about a tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of dark brown soy sauce. You could probably just use regular soy sauce though. And then this is beef dasida powder, it's about like half a teaspoon, a tablespoon of cornstarch, a tablespoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, and then a tablespoon of Shaoxing wine. And we're also gonna use about 1/3 of a cup of water. Give this a quick stir and it's pretty much good for any kind of green vegetable and any kind of meat. You can literally throw this. I've done chicken broccoli, chicken green bean. I've done beef and broccoli, beef and green bean. This sauce is like good for all those. Probably good on pork too, TBH. Anyways, see you guys at the gym. Hear me out. Yesterday I didn't really do that much. I did like 3 pull-ups, so I had to hit back today, and I guess I'll just shift the schedule like 1 day over, which means I'll probably have to go on Saturday. So yeah, the new threshold is 2 plates with a 10, I guess, so trying it out here. Then my hand ripped open, aka the calluses on my hand just all tore at the same time, so I slapped on the strap, sadly. Hit 4 reps, so maybe 5 next week? Actually I'm going to the beach next week, maybe next week. Moved on to some dips. I don't know why, I just wanted to do some dips before swimming. And sadly I didn't get any footage for swimming. All the chairs were taken and all the lanes were full, so. But I did swim for like 20-30 minutes-ish. To be honest, I use the swimming kind of as like a waste time until the gym's empty, then I record after, so just going a little lighter on these seated rows. It would be nice to retain some strength after swimming, but I can't. Lastly, finished up with a chest supported row, 2 plates for a warm up, and then I slapped on a 3rd plate. Again, I'm like super exhausted, so I don't really get as many reps in here, but I did want to get some kind of filming in. At this point, it was super late, and I wanted to do an iso lateral lat pull down, but that was taken, so we're done. Alright, I'm craving Wendy's like super badly, but I know it's not gonna be worth it. I didn't get that much swimming footage. A lot of the chairs were taken, which is what I propped my phone on. And the lanes were pretty packed, so I didn't want to get anyone. I stayed a little bit later to do the back workout and then to record that. But yeah, see you guys for dinner. The more and more I look at my dinners, the weirder it seems. Anyways, I made this sauce, right? And so I threw in some broccoli, some tofu, and some ground beef, and then just kind of stir that all around. Gonna eat an egg white, half a carton of egg whites, 70 grams of Raisin Bran with a banana. Protein shake. This is the blue one. This actually is probably the best flavor if you ever do get these genius ones. Korean barbecue pork nuggets. 4 hard-boiled eggs. Well, actually they're soft-boiled. I'm gonna heat up some egg rolls. Here's a small addendum. So the soft-boiled eggs, I boiled them for 8 minutes and then I took them out and then shocked them in cold water. And then I also added some milk, probably like a cup of milk to the Raisin Bran. Yo guys, happy Wednesday. It's gonna rain for the rest of the week, so I'm gonna mow the lawn even though it's a little bit early because I don't really want to cut the grass when it's soaking wet. I don't particularly enjoy mowing the lawn, but it is kind of free calorie burn in a way, and then I save some money. It kind of tapers down after the summer, so it's not too bad, but here's just some raw mowing footage. I don't know, does anyone even care about this? Wednesday is shoulder day, so starting off with a barbell high pull. I really was not feeling it. I think yesterday's swim really fried me. I'm not sure, but my shoulders were hurting. Overhead press is one of my favorite movements. I think everyone should do it as long as you have decent mobility. But yeah, the rep range ain't looking too good. Really tired. I guess a little tip if you're fatigued or too tired is you can do high set, low reps, so you get more rest, but that takes a lot longer. Like 5 sets of 3 or something, rather than 3 sets of 5. Also, let's not talk about this lateral raise form and just be happy with life, you know? Okay, gonna go a little lighter today for dinner, so we got half a carton of egg whites. I'm not gonna eat all of these, alright? But the spring rolls, I'm actually addicted to these. They're from Costco. And then I boiled some chicken. That's it. I just boiled it with like some ginger. And I got 300 milliliters of 2% milk with 2 scoops of protein. Okay, so here's everything. 454 grams of chicken drumsticks, half a carton of egg whites, and then this is the soup I used for boiling this. So it's like, I threw some green onion in there, and then only 5 of those spring rolls, so it's not as much. Yo, good morning guys. Happy Thursday. So this is my breakfast, and it's pretty much all I'm gonna eat until dinner. So I have 70 grams of raisin bran with 1 banana, and then 1 cup of coffee with whole milk. I think at some point I said leg day was something I looked forward to and I really wanted to get my legs stronger. Can we retract that? I hate legs. For some reason, I got way weaker. Like, I used to be able to do 5 reps on this back squat with 135, but now I can't even get 3. So, like, what's going on, bro? I guess I used to do 3 sets of 5, but now I'm gonna do 5 sets of 3 because I just can't do 5 in a row. I don't know what's going on. Well, at least we're staying ATG and keeping good form, right? Leg extension is next with a way too close for comfort camera. Let's switch the angle real quick. Nice. So I did about 15 reps here. Really high rep for these because it hurts my knee if I go too heavy, and it burns more if I do higher rep for some reason. I went to swim after this, and I thought I could get footage, but there's just too many people. I mean, last week it was so empty. Now this week there's just so many people. They're everywhere. They're in the sauna, they're in the hot tub, and then they're in the pool, and they're like floating around. So I didn't want to capture, and I couldn't capture them, you know? Always finishing with calves. One day the training will pay off. One day it will. Just not today. Here's our post-swim meal. I have half a carton of egg whites, a Costco turkey sandwich with some Greek yogurt. I already ate one of these, so we're gonna eat 2 total. 400 grams of watermelon and a protein shake. This is fruit punch. By far the weakest flavor out of all of them, even though there's only 3. I wish I could be more enthusiastic about a Friday, but I feel kind of bloated from yesterday. I think I had way too much sodium. But yeah, I'm gonna get some raisin bran and then hit abs and then get a steak with the boys. So the day will still be good. Abs? More like hamstring curls. Listen, I just didn't have enough time. I may have played a little bit too much Poe after work, and I might have slightly passed out, so I didn't have much time, and I had to get to dinner with the boys. But still, okay, at least I did something, and I didn't actually get to hit this yesterday because someone was on the machine, so we're just gonna catch up today. Unfortunately, they were out of the queen cut prime rib, which made me really, really sad. I was actually about to just leave. I was so depressed. But I just got a ribeye this time, just a little bit of marinated ribeye. I would imagine the calories are pretty similar to the prime rib, maybe a little bit higher, but the baked potato today was a little bit smaller. Let's try to break it down. So the Brussels sprouts are 220 calories for 5 grams of protein. The baked potato is 450 calories for 13 grams because there's bacon and cheese. The ribeye is probably about 1200 calories for 75 grams of protein. It does have kind of a sugary marinade, so I added some calories to that. And then on the bottom, they usually give more mushrooms, but they only got 3. So let's just say like with the butter, it's probably like 40 calories at most. Altogether, that makes the meal 1910 calories for 93 grams of protein. And on top of the raisin bran with coffee, that brings the entire total to 2310. So a little bit over with not enough protein. And then I blacked out when I got home. Yo, good morning, guys. I think I pushed legs a little too hard, and the 2-day DOMS of leg soreness is catching up to me, so can't really get out of bed, so I might just order some food and not really do too much today. The only thing that got me down those stairs was knowing that I had raisin bran with bananas waiting for me. So we got 70 grams. This is raisin bran crunch, so a little bit higher calorie. And then 490 grams of watermelon and a quarter of the giant sour cream donut. Yesterday was a lot of calories, but it wasn't very filling, so I am hungry, man. How do I put this? I just played pool all day yesterday, and then I passed out, so I didn't actually eat anything. Today we'll eat a little bit more, maybe, and yeah. It's been a while since I've weighed myself, so let's just check to make sure I'm not 147. Okay, not too bad. As you can see, I spared no expense with this breakfast. So we have 140 grams of raisin bran with a banana, 330 grams of watermelon, a coffee with some milk, and then also an entire giant sour cream donut. It's like 400 calories. Oh, and also I'm gonna have a protein shake because I'm really low on protein. I looked out my window and I saw a pretty nice scene, and I'm not really an artistic person, nor am I good at framing, but I don't know, this mist and everything, it kind of reminds me of, I don't know, like a mystic jungle. I thought it was pretty cool. I've kind of been craving Panda Express, so I'm gonna make my own chicken green bean. I've got about 2 pounds of chicken breast here, just sliced up. Gonna add in 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of Shaoxing wine, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of white pepper. I already spilled some in there, and lastly, a tablespoon of neutral oil. I'm using olive. Then obviously we're just gonna mix this and make sure everything's incorporated. I'm gonna let this sit for maybe 6 to 8 hours. Overnight's really good. You probably don't want to exceed 2 days just because the soy sauce can end up cooking the chicken and making it a little bit tougher. But yeah, I mean, you know, who's gonna really let that sit for that long? Alright, it's all mixed up. I would say at least 30 minutes and then you can cook it. At least. Whatever I had for breakfast is probably the donut. It's like super dehydrating me, so I'm a little bit screwed. This is gonna be a tough gym session. We're probably gonna look to do like full body maybe. No music at the gym? Looks like it's gonna be a good session, lads. I'm gonna keep the background audio a little bit louder. Maybe it sounds good. We'll see. But yeah, starting off with weighted pull-ups. You already know the drill. Moved on to the flat bench. I see a lot of people arching their backs and like using leg drive. I don't know, does that help? Does it make it better? I just typically keep my back flat because it's called the flat bench, but I don't know. Is this supposed to make me lift heavier if I like arch it? Hit an overhead press next and really focusing on not using my legs to drive it. I really wanted to get 5 reps this time, so super pushing it. And as you can see on the last rep, I really struggled, but I did get it. I did. Look. Boom. Easy. Went to do a quick dip session after. Nothing too special. Didn't go any heavy, but 5 sets of 5. Ever since pulling my abs, I've been terrified of dragon flags, but we can't skip abs because we got the beach coming up, so just slowly working. Side note, my shorts were way too short for this. Finished off with some Bayesian cable curls because who doesn't want bigger biceps? Let's be honest. And I actually shot this at 3 different zooms. So the first one is 0.8, the next one's 0.9, and then the last one is 1x. But as you can see, it's a little too close. Alright, full body workout done. Time to make some dinner. We're gonna make some chicken broccoli, baby. For the broccoli, we're gonna dress it in maybe a tablespoon of oil, then a couple cracks of salt. And I'm gonna stir it all around, so don't worry too much about it. Some black pepper. Alright, we're just gonna toss it real quick here. Okay, oven's preheated to 500. That's gonna take a while, but we want all this broccoli to kind of be flat. We're gonna get a char on it by blasting it at 500. Oven's at 500, brock's going in. It was about 8 minutes and it's looking pretty good. For the accompanying veggies, we're gonna get 6 cloves of garlic, and I'm using 2 small onions, but you can use a large or a medium. And I'm gonna grate about 2 teaspoons of ginger. The seasoning sauce is the same thing we made on Tuesday, so it's got oyster sauce, soy sauce, all that good stuff. Let's get this chicken started. So preheat 2 tablespoons of olive oil on high. Throw in your chicken, try to get it in a single layer. I have a double batch, so I'm kind of boiling it. As you can see, I'm trying to flatten it out, but there's just not enough room in the pan. I gave it about 5 minutes, but you can see at the top it's starting to become a little bit white that's cooking, so I flip it then. Ooh, look at that color. Give it like another 3-5 minutes on the other side. Then take it out and put it aside. In the same pot, throw in our aromatics. Give them a quick stir. I'm still on high here. I give it about 8 minutes. I like it really brown and caramelized and delicious. Once they're looking good, throw in the chicken and then the broccoli. I had to record and dump a whole roasting tray with one hand. Throw in the seasoning sauce and cook out the starch for like 2 minutes. Stir it around, get everything coated, and yeah, we're pretty much done. Looking pretty good. That's it for this week. Thanks for making it this far if you did. Next week's gonna be the beach, so not as much tracking, but I'll have a lot of food, some beach pumps maybe, a hotel workout, underwater footage. Okay, I had to reset because my arm started getting really tired and the thing was shaky, but I'll see you guys tomorrow.